Hello my lovely friends, Lissa here for another video. Today let's chat about how I maintain my weight where I am and what I do if my weight fluctuates. I have been raw vegan for over 4 years, and during that 4 years I lost 70 pounds in the first 14 months, and I maintained my weight pretty much within a 10-pound range for the last 3 years. So when I first lost my weight, I was eating 2,100 to 2,300 calories a day, all at 10% fats. I still eat today the same foods that I ate back then. Romaine lettuce, tomatoes, cucumbers, bell peppers, zucchini, cashews and almonds and walnuts and chia seeds, sunflower seeds, herbs and spices, tons of fruit for breakfast and snacks, low-fat dressings for lunch, and I normally do my higher fat dressing with dinner. Fruit always for breakfast and always for snacks. So that's how I did it. That's how I lost my 70 pounds. But to maintain my weight, I had to increase my calories to approximately 2,400 just by a little bit. I didn't have to increase it too much, just enough to not continue losing weight, because that's something that happens as well. If you're not eating enough, a lot of people will tend to either store more or they will lose more weight. So it just depends on your body and how it reacts to the amount of calories that you're consuming. But I had to increase my calories to 2,400 to 2,700 on really active days to compensate for the weight loss, because I didn't want to keep losing weight. When I got divorced, I went through a really extremely stressful time about 3 years ago, and I got too low weight. I went all the way down to 108. My happy weight is around 120. I really like that weight. 120 to 125 is where I do really well, especially 125 with muscle mass, which I haven't had very much of in the last couple of years because I haven't been exercising as much as I'd like to until recently. So that said, I'm 5'5", if anyone's asking. When I originally went on a raw vegan diet, I was 5'7". I've lost about 1.5 inches-ish, give or take, because this is just my personal belief. I don't know why, but I was always really inflamed back in the day because I was eating a lot of junk food, a lot of animal products, and a lot of foods that cause inflammation. So I believe, again, just my opinion, I believe that the space between my spine, every single vertebrae in my spine was inflamed, and therefore I had expanded. Now that I'm not eating these inflammatory foods, my inflammation has gone down dramatically because my joints don't hurt anymore, my spine doesn't hurt anymore. I used to have I don't know if it was sciatica, it might have been, but every time I would lay down in Shavasana for yoga, I would experience extreme pain in my lower back, like right by my tailbone. That was so uncomfortable, but it was like all this inflammation. And now that I've been raw, I haven't had those problems. I haven't had joint pain. And it's been just so nice to be raw. And I think that's what lowered my height a little bit. That said, I am 5'5", and my ideal weight is around 120, give or take. So when I went through my divorce, I lost all the way down to 108 was my lowest, and I hadn't been eating. It was a 3-week period, maybe almost a month, where we were talking about divorce and I had to move out and I was going through a lot of stress. So I wasn't eating because I tend to fall on one or the other side of the fence. I will either binge on junk food and eat all there could possibly be of junk food to numb the pain of the stress that I'm going through, or I don't eat anything at all because I lose my appetite. I really don't feel like eating. It's hard to eat. It's hard to even drink water during times of stress. So that's where I defaulted, because I couldn't eat junk food. I couldn't eat animal products. I didn't want to do that because I didn't want to feel worse off by eating all of those foods. And then once all the stress settled and I was moved out and moving on with my life, then I'd have to pick up the pieces and clean up all of the junk that I ate before. So I defaulted to not eating enough, and I don't recommend that. It's horrible either way, but I chose to stay raw, and the only way I could do that was having like a banana or two a day. I would force maybe like a little cup of pineapple down, but I wanted to stay raw, and that happened was about a month of time during my divorce about 3 years ago. I lost that weight. Now, in order to gain the weight back, once the dust settled and I moved out and I was on my own doing good, I started eating my regular 2100 to 2300 calories a day, but I wasn't gaining weight. And I wasn't too sure why, and then I started to increase my calories. I still wasn't gaining weight, so I increased my fat percentage. Instead of increasing my calories, I increased my fat percentage, and I started to gain weight. So I gained up to about 130 pounds. I got really used to eating a little bit higher fat, and I decreased that back down to the 10% range. I think I was eating around 20 to 25% fats to gain the weight back that I had lost. And once I gained a little bit too much, I reined it in and brought it back down to the 10% range. I do really well between 8 and max about 12% of my calories from fats. So I was hovering in that area, and then I went down again. And my calories didn't change. I still ate in around, I mean, it's going to average every day, and your food, like the chronometer and everything, is just going to give you an average. So really, I don't know exactly how many calories I was eating every day, but it was around the 2200 to 2500 mark, in around there. And only when I increased my fat percentage, not my calories, just the amounts of fats that I was eating, I gained weight. Then, when I met Nate, we got excited about all the raw gourmet foods that we could eat and avocados, because I hadn't eaten avocados in 3 years until I met him. I think in 3 years I had like 2 or 3 avocados, and they were probably all in Costa Rica when I was visiting Jack. So I wasn't eating a lot of avocados. I was very sensitive to avocados, and they would be like a sleeping pill, so I would like get really super tired if I ate an avocado, so I just avoided them completely. I did some work with a homeopath to help get rid of that allergy, and now I'm okay with eating them, but I can only do about a quarter or a half of an avocado, or just a really, really itty bitty tiny small one I can be okay with. But we were eating a lot of high-fat things, a lot of taco salads, which are good if you limit the amount that you're eating of the high-fat things and eat way more lettuce and way more tomatoes, more salsa, more of the fat-free items to balance the fat down to 10%. But I did gain about 12 pounds when we were together in about April. And when I got back to Canada, again, I lowered my fat down to the 10% range, and I lost the weight. It's tried and true for me. I cannot do higher fat. I gain weight every single time, and I know that for sure. When we went to Mexico just recently, and you can watch that video, we posted everything that we ate during that week, and we each lost 7 pounds because we were creeping back up there, eating high fat. It's really difficult to stay at the 10% mark, but the diet that works the best for me and that I promote and share is an 80-10-10 style, while still eating higher fat things in smaller quantities. So if you want to stay enjoying cashews or avocados or whatever, just enjoy smaller amounts of them and eat huge salads, like a lot more ingredients in your salads that are fat-free, like lettuce, tomatoes, cucumbers, and all of that good stuff to compensate for the fat. So that is how I maintain my weight. I play with my fat percentage depending on if I get too low or if I get too high. So after I lost my weight fluctuated between 108 pounds and about 133, I think was the highest that I was. So it's not a big deal. I don't care if I'm either way. All I care about is getting my nutrition. I love my body at 133. I loved my body at 108. But at 108, I was not eating. So that was the problem. At 133, I was just perfectly fine. But I prefer to be in the 120 to 125 range. That's where I feel most comfortable in my body. That's where all my clothes fit to. So at 130, I just feel like I need to get back down to my comfortable average. And like I said, we should be loving ourselves at any weight. It's about nutrition. It's about the fiber, the hydration, and feeling good. If you're not feeling good in your body, then there's time to make changes, and you can do it. I believe in you. So I hope this video helped somebody, give you a little perspective on my weight journey throughout this whole time, being transparent with you guys, because that's what I want to provide to the world. Transparency and who I am, what I eat, and how happy this whole lifestyle makes me, whether I'm 108 or 133 pounds. Right now, I am about 124, and I love this weight. It's just perfect for me. I've gained a lot of muscle because I've started to go to Bikram yoga. I love Bikram yoga. I will be doing videos on my experiences with it a little bit later on, but it's been the one thing that I've been consistent with, is going to Bikram yoga classes. I go pretty much every single day unless I have other engagements that I need to attend to. So yoga, awesome. Find the exercise that works for you. I'm going to be doing another video on that as well. But I hope you guys liked this one. And if you did, please click like and subscribe to my channel to get notifications for more. You can click the little bell to have notifications sent directly to you whenever I post a new video. You can find all of my recipes. Everything that I've been eating for the last 4 years is in this link here. You can get any of my ebooks. I have over 200 recipes that you can try and enjoy, incorporate into your life, and just eat more raw vegan foods. You can get those ebooks there, or you can find print versions of my recipe books on Amazon. You can head over there and type in the title. I'm most active on Instagram, so if you guys want, you can go follow me over there at Raw Food Romance. And I'm also on Facebook, Lissa's Raw Food Romance, and over on Snapchat. I don't post very often anymore. I need to get back on Snapchat, but it's Lissa Raw Vegan. So until the next video, guys, love you all, and fruit on.